What if the problem with your car isn't the car at all? What if the real culprit is the gasoline that you're faithfully pumping every single week? So, hidden behind flashy canopy signs and loyalty discounts is a simple truth that most drivers never hear. Not all gas is created equal. Some fuels quietly meet only the barely legal minimums for detergents and deposit control. Now, over time, that bare minimum cooks into carbon on injectors, it gums up intake valves, and it makes modern direct injection engines run hot, rough, and inefficient. So the result is a slower car, a noisier idle, worse mileage, pinging under load, and repair bills that very well make your eyes water. So in this video, I'm laying out 10 different gas brands that you should think twice about using regularly. And the good news is I'm also going to give you 4 brands that consistently go beyond the minimum to actually protect your engine. So if you care about performance, reliability, and resale value, don't click away, because a few cents saved at a pump, well, it could cost you thousands down the road. So let's set the stage with how engines get dirty in the first place. Well, today's engines run high compression with extremely precise fuel delivery. Direct injection sprays fuel straight into the combustion chamber, which boosts the power and efficiency, but also removes the natural washing effect that port injected engines had on intake valves. So if your fuel doesn't have a robust detergent package, well, microscopic soot and oil vapor bake onto those valves and the injector tips. Now, a little buildup becomes a lot, and suddenly you've got hesitation, misfires, reduced power, rising emissions, and fuel economy that mysteriously fell off a cliff. Now, the EPA sets a baseline for detergents, and they call it pass fail. The top tier program, supported by several of the major automakers, asks for significantly more cleaning chemistry than the law requires. And gas that consistently meets top tier standards tends to keep injectors and valves clean in real world use. Gas that doesn't, or gas from brands with inconsistent sourcing and station maintenance, can push your engine the wrong direction mile by mile. So our criteria here is practical, it's not political. Lack of a system-wide commitment to top-tier detergents, inconsistent sourcing, or station practices that raise the odds of contamination or subpar cleanliness over time. Now, can you occasionally fill up at these places in a pinch? Sure. But if you make a habit of it, especially with a turbo or a direct injection engine, well, you're asking for deposits and drivability issues far sooner than you think. So let's kick off with a list of gas stations to seriously avoid, starting at the top with Safeway gasoline. Now, the attraction here is obvious: grocery points and convenience in the same parking lot. But the problem is quality consistency. Safeway fuel is often sourced from third-party distributors, and most locations don't participate in top tier. That means the additive package may just meet the legal floor, but it's not the level that keeps direct injection and intake valves clean over the years. Drivers report rougher idle and small but noticeable drops in mile per gallon after extended use. Now, with any grocery chain fuel, you're buying whatever is in the truck on that week. The variability is the risk. Next up to avoid is Arco. Low price, big presence, especially on the West Coast. Now, Arco's detergent levels can vary by region and supplier relationships, and many locations historically haven't been top tier. Now, with boosted engines running hot and lean for efficiency, minimum detergent fuel is a recipe for accelerated deposit formation. So, what feels like a bargain at the pump can unwind into intake cleanings and injector service further down the line. Now, if Arco is your only nearby option, at least rotate in top tier fills and periodic fuel system cleaner to offset the buildup. Next up, we come to Murphy, USA. Now, you see the canopy in the shadow of a big box store, and the price looks really great. But thin retail margins often mean thinner attention to tank maintenance and filtration, and many of their locations are not top tier either. Water intrusions after heavy rain, stirred up sediments after deliveries, and inconsistent additive packages add up to a higher risk cocktail, especially for those newer direct injection engines. Now, the pattern that many owners report is very simple: mileage dips, throttle response softens, and the car, well, it just feels older. Now, next up, excuse me, we come to a family favorite, and I'm talking Costco gasoline. Now, this one's nuanced, so listen carefully. Costco is top tier, and their Kirkland additive package is legitimately strong, and that's the good news. But the watch out is logistics. See, when a tanker drops fuel at high volume sites, it can stir sediments in the underground tanks for a short window. So if you fuel while a delivery is happening, well, you slightly increase your odds of pulling that stirred up mix through your filter. Now, the fuel itself is solid, but the smart move is to avoid filling during or immediately after a fuel drop, and you'll get the upside without any risk. So next on our list to avoid is racetrack. Aggressive pricing, and it's widespread in the southeast, and generally it's not top tier. Now, owners of modern direct injection engines report more knock under load, a harsher engine note, and long-term mile per gallon fade with steady racetrack use. Now, the savings can make sense for older port injection vehicles, but if your car relies on ultra-clean injectors for precise fueling, well, you're playing defense from the very first tank. Now, next up, and this one should come as very little surprise, I'm talking 7-Eleven gas. Now, yes, the brand is global, but the fuel program in the US is not centralized. Many stations are franchised and they source fuel locally. Now, one 7-Eleven might pour perfectly fine gasoline, but another, well, they might be buying purely on price. Now, because there is no consistent commitment to top tier across the network, drivers end up rolling the dice. Over months, that coin toss tends to show up as dirtier plugs, more frequent service engines soon lights, and engines that get a little lazier each session. Now, excuse me, bad cough. Next on our list is Quick Trip. Now, this one confuses people because there are differently similarly named chains in different regions. Some Quick Trip locations have offered top tier fuels, but others have not. The inconsistency is the risk. So if you know your specific station is top tier listed, well, great, you're fine. But if not, long-term use in direct injection engines, well, that can speed up deposit formation. The safe strategy here is to verify your local site on the official top tier list rather than just relying on the logo. So, if Costco didn't surprise you, I guess the next one, Sam's Club, won't surprise you either. Like Costco, the draw is membership pricing, but unlike Costco, Sam's Club locations have been more mixed historically on detergent levels and sourcing. High traffic, fewer on-site redundancies, and variable supply chains can mean more chances for additive packages, and in some markets, more opportunities for water or sediment to sneak into your tank. Now, if you do go this route, treat your car to periodic top-tier fills and a high-quality PEA fuel system cleaner every few thousand miles. Now, working down the list, our next brand to totally avoid is Kroger Fuel. Now, grocery points feel amazing until your engine starts feeling less amazing. Now, most Kroger sites aren't top tier and they rely on regional suppliers. That variability makes it tough to guarantee the detergent dose that your engine needs to stay crisp. Now, techs see a common pattern here. Cars that live on grocery chain fuel come in with dirtier injections and heavier intake deposits earlier in life than the same models who run primarily on top tier. Now, next we come to a familiar and a popular name, Circle K. It's a familiar canopy with unfamiliar consistency. Some Circle K stores co-brand with premium suppliers, but many, well, they don't. There's no universal station-to-station detergent standard, and after storms or tanker drops, well, drivers have reported stumbles and misfires that trace back to water or sediment contamination. Now, if your local Circle K is explicitly top tier, that's great. But if not, limit your exposure and rotate in known high detergent brands. Okay, so now we've covered who to avoid. Next up is 4 go-to stations that will actually improve your engine's performance. So these 4 brands have a long, consistent track record of strong additive packages and broad top-tier participation. So if you make them your default, well, your engine stays cleaner, your throttle stays sharper, and your maintenance calendar, well, it gets a little less exciting, which is exactly what you want. So let's start off these 4 with Shell. Now, the nitrogen-enriched detergent package in V-Power Nitro Plus and solid chemistry in regular grades as well, well, they're built to keep injection tips clean and fight corrosion in harsh heat cycles. Now, long-term Shell users often see steadier idle, less part throttle knock, and mileage that doesn't sag as the odometer climbs. It's an absolutely safe default in most markets. Second on this list is Chevron. Now, Techron isn't just a marketing word, it's actually a PEA cleaner that actually survives combustion and it scrubs carbon at a molecular level. Chevron, as you probably know, blends Techron into every grade, and over time it helps DL engines from turning sticky and sluggish. So if your car already feels a bit flat, well, a few consecutive tanks can noticeably smooth things out for you. Now, third on this list of go-tos is Exxon and Mobil. Now, they're sold under the Synergy banner. These fuels pair detergents with corrosion inhibitors and friction modifiers. So in independent testing, Synergy formulas have shown strong intake valve cleanliness compared with base detergent fuels. Now, for turbocharged engines that live on the edge of spark knock, cleaner combustion and consistent additive dosing pay off day after day. Now, last on the list of gas stations to rely on is BP. Now, Invigorate is BP's detergent system, and their widespread top-tier participation makes them a very dependable option across much of USA. The formula focuses on deposit prevention and corrosion control. 2 very big boxes to check if you drive short trips, let the car sit, or you even live in a humid climate. Now, for owners who fuel less frequently, trust me, that stability benefit absolutely matters. So to round up today's video, here are some pro tips to protect any engine no matter where you fuel. First, check the official top tier list periodically. The roster changes and not every brand is top tier in every region. Second, avoid fueling during or immediately after a tanker delivery. That's when sediment is most likely to be stirred up in underground tanks. Third, if you've relied on non-top tier fuel for a while, run a reputable PEA-based fuel system cleaner through the tank per the label, and then stick to high detergent gas for the next few fill-ups. Fourth, don't, whatever you do, octane up, unless your owner's manual requires it. See, octane isn't a cleanliness score, it's knock resistance. And finally, if your car supports it, consider occasional long highway drives to get oil and combustion temps fully up. Short trips are the enemy of clean engines. So, my friends, if this saved you from feeding your car the wrong fuel, tap like so many owners see it. Drop a comment with the stations near you and whether you've noticed differences in idle smoothness, mile per gallon, or throttle response when you switch brands. And subscribe if you want more no-nonsense car information that keeps money in your pocket and miles on your engine. And remember, gasoline is one of the only parts that you buy for your car every single week. Choose wisely, your engine will reward you with quieter running, better mileage, and fewer headaches. But choose poorly, and trust me, you pay for it. Slowly at first, then all at once. Run the good stuff, my fellow drivers, and I'll see you guys on the next one.